Hello and welcome to Finance Conversations. This is the 21st episode of the Merging Life and Money Show, and I am super excited to be here with you today. For those of you who do not know me, I am your host, Marie-Jo César. I help professional women acquire and apply the relevant financial skills and knowledge they need to take control of their money, manage their finances, and understand that they can live their best life with the money they have. Thank you for joining in today. If you are watching the replay, make sure to type #replay in the chat and leave me some comments and questions. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. I come to you live every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to share valuable information about how to achieve financial wellness and live your life with means and meaning. Today's show is the 7th episode of a new series titled The Scoop on Women and Money. I will be talking about what is holding women back from making empowered life decisions and positive financial decisions to achieve their financial goals. So grab a pen and a notebook, as you might want to take some notes to discuss further with your family members, your friends, your colleagues, whomever you want to, because it's all about sharing values that could benefit others. If you have any comments or questions, make sure to put them in the chat, and if you want to talk to me directly, I will share my contact information a little later in the show. As you know, the main objective of the Merging Life and Money Show and my strong why is to empower as many women as possible with what I know about money and finance. Before diving in, let me say that this week, on Tuesday, history was made. An 82-year-old woman by the name of Wally Funk became the oldest astronaut to ever go in space after training for it in the 1960s. Looking at her story, she had been hoping to go to space for a mighty long time, 60 years. She qualified to travel to space since 1961. Wally Funk was among a group of female pilots testing whether women were fit for space travel. They became known as the Mercury 13, and they passed many of the same tests as the men. However, the program got canceled, and Wally Funk was never accepted by NASA. Some 60 years later, here comes Jeff Bezos, and she's giving the opportunity to go into space. So what does Wally's story have to do with women and their financial goals? Well, it has a lot to do with it. Although women have made great strides in life, and as it relates to handling their finances, if they know what they want out of life, they will recognize their limiting belief, get rid of them, ignore all the stereotypical noise about what women can and cannot do when it comes to finance, educate themselves accordingly, and take the relevant steps to be financially secure now and into retirement. Wally knew what she wanted more than 60 years ago, and she realized her dream. So figure out what is your big financial dream and start working on it. Okay, so to give today's show some context, I will start with a quote from Noel May, M-A-Y-E, an American certified financial planner. And it reads, "People often confuse financial planning with investing. But financial planning is much broader than that. So today, I will focus on 3 points. 3. What is holding you back? The importance of being financially prepared for whatever life stage you are at, and how to set financial goals for the future. So, what is holding women back? According to a new research from an Edward Jones Female Empowerment Survey, women lack confidence in their financial knowledge, and 40% of them said that they had not taken and did not plan to take any step to increase their financial knowledge and become more empowered in their financial decision making. Why is that, I wonder? Despite the fact that women have come a long way, period, too few have addressed the challenge of providing for their own long-term financial security, even though women, even though two powerful forces, and by that I mean longevity and divorce, affecting women, make it even more important for them to become financially empowered. Women are living longer than men. That's a fact. And while the divorce rate is declining in America, gray divorce or divorce among people 50 years and older is on the rise. In other words, millions of US households will transfer large sums of money to their heirs, and increasingly, a portion of these funds will flow through the hands of women, who may eventually run the family's finances, even if they did not in the past. So there are also other factors holding women back. Having been and continuing to be the primary family caregiver, for example, women's long-term financial goals often fall low on the list, dominated by more immediate household concerns like saving for their kids' college education or helping aging parents. Note that only a quarter of women surveyed said that saving for retirement is their most important goals in the next 3 to 5 years, okay? Only 1/4 of the women surveyed said that. Another common conundrum that many women appears to be waiting for that next big raise or an emergency or something, a life-changing event, right, to spur them into action. As a result, the survey showed that the top 4 motivators for creating a financial strategies for women were higher incomes, okay, hoping that they get more money, an emergency, a significant life event, or a market correction. However, waiting for a raise, waiting for a significant life event, or an emergency are not a financial strategy, okay? A sound financial strategy should anticipate both tailwinds and headwinds in life and be flexible enough to adapt to changing situations so you can meet your long-term financial goals. For women, those goals often include caring for family members and making a meaningful contribution to their communities. Furthermore, women tend to wait for the perfect time to invest. But there is no such a thing. Markets are unpredictable, and even the pros cannot time the market. So it is not necessarily when you invest, but how long you stay invested that matters most when it comes to building long-term wealth. And waiting usually makes it more challenging to reach important financial goals. And finally, women are somewhat reluctant to ask for help when it comes to finance for some reason. The Edward Jones survey previously mentioned shows that 66% of women have never consulted a financial advisor. As women, we know that education is key to empowerment, right? That is one reason women now earn more post-secondary degrees each year than men. and have the lion's share of student loans. But when it comes to our financial future, we often fail to educate ourselves by seeking professional advice, and we tend to go at investing alone, if at all. So achieving financial empowerment and ensuring a long-term financial future may seem like a daunting task at first, but with a little time, a little effort, and professional guidance, the process can be broken down into small positive steps that are not so overwhelming. The second point I want to talk about is the importance of having a plan to ensure that you are financially prepared for whatever life stage you are at, regardless of your current financial status. So whether you are single, married, changing careers, starting a family, getting divorced, or caring for aging parents, there are key financial steps you should be taking to ensure you meet your financial goals. Financial planning could be quite challenging at times, as I mentioned before. Hence, I am going to break the process in relevant bite sizes by highlighting some key action that you must take. Now, let's look at if you are employed, right? Pay yourself first. It is so easy to let money slip through your fingers and not save. Set up automatic transfers to your saving accounts to ensure you are paying yourself before spending the money. Second, set up your emergency fund. Start with what you can and work towards saving 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Always anticipate the unexpected, as they say. Major expenses such as fixing your car, home repairs, or losing your job can wreak havoc on your finances if you don't prepare for them. Another one, consider joining your employer's 401k plan if he offers one. And if your employer plan offers a match, contribute enough to take advantage of your employer's matching contributions. This match represents an immediate return on your money. If you are employed and your employer does not have a retirement plan, start your own by setting up an individual retirement account or a Roth IRA using a brokerage account and make regular contributions. 4, pay off your debt. Start by paying off the high interest credit cards debt. High interest debt is costly, and the longer you keep it, the more you pay. Get insured with the relevant insurance policies. You should consider disability, life, health, auto, home, personal liability in the first instance, and make sure to update your beneficiaries as your circumstances change. Be fiscally responsible by filing your taxes on time. Okay? And if you are planning to have kids or already have kids, while it is great to have them, boy, they do come with a price. So make sure to plan and adjust your budget to include kids' expenses. Update your health insurance to include them so they are adequately covered. Start saving for their college education needs early. Create an estate plan, as you would want to ensure that everything is in place by choosing a guardian, just in case, for your children, and making certain that your assets are distributed as you wish. Now, if you are married or in a serious relationship, you must work as a team with your partner. Okay? Here are some ideas you can use to plan your finances as a couple. talk about finance as often as possible. Okay? It is important to share your life and financial goals with your partner. Learning to tackle your finances as a team is an essential part of financial planning for women, as it is important to talk about what you would like to accomplish together. Set time aside often enough to go over your progress as a couple. Review your budget as a unit, including your debt repayment, your savings, and your investment plan. And above all, stay away from financial infidelity. Be transparent. File your taxes together to avoid penalties or filing separately if you are married. And if you decide to file your taxes separately while you are married, be sure to discuss things with a tax accountant so you know the difference in both cases. Now, if you are divorced or widowed, unfortunately, life happens, right? It is important that you get back on your feet as soon as possible as far as your finances are concerned. Been there, done that. Make sure to update your financial accounts, okay? Close all joint accounts and open new accounts in your name. Update your beneficiaries on all your accounts, including your insurance and retirement saving accounts. Learn how to budget on your own, particularly if your spouse was the one who took care of the household financial plan. Review your finances every month at the very minimum, as you would want to focus on rebuilding and take ownership of your finances in their entirety. Review your Social Security benefits and understand that tax implications of inheriting any investment or retirement accounts due to the loss of a spouse. Now, if you are caring for your aging parents, you must include them in your financial plan. They are an important part of your life, and understanding the cost and care needed is essential to preparing for upcoming expenses for them as they age. So, determine the cost to care for your elderly parents. For example, out-of-pocket costs to cover prescriptions, taking them to and from doctor's appointment, etc. Okay? Review what plan they have in place, identify the gaps, and determine how to fill them. Lastly, update your tax filing status to include your parents as dependents. Make sure to update your dependents on your insurance documentation and when you file your taxes. This can help you get tax credits to assist in caring for your aging parents. Now, the third point that I want to address is proper financial and retirement planning starts with goal setting, including short, midterm, and long-term goals. Okay? So financial goal setting is vital to achieving the big vision you have for your life. The dreams and desires you have are usually only achievable if you have the financial capacity to make them happen. And having that capacity means creating a roadmap on how you will get there, hence the importance of having goals. So setting short-term, mid-term, and long-term financial goals is an important step toward becoming financially secure. So if you are not working toward anything specific, you are likely to spend more than you should. You will then come up short when you need money for unexpected bills, not to mention when you want to retire. So you might get stuck in a vicious cycle of credit card debt and feel like you never have enough cash to get properly insured, leaving you more vulnerable than you need to be to handle some of life's major risks. So even the most prudent person cannot prepare against every crisis. As the world learned in the pandemic, right? And as many families learn every month. Therefore, thinking ahead gives you a chance to work through things that could happen and allows you to do your best to prepare for them. This should be an ongoing process so you can shape your life and goals to fit the changes that will come for sure. In addition to doing your monthly budget, set up an annual financial planning date with yourself, your significant other, and your kids if relevant. So in so doing, you will have the opportunity to formally review your goals, update them, and assess your progress since the previous year. If you never set goals before, take the opportunity to formulate them so you could get on a firm financial footing. Here are goals from near to distant term that you should set up to help you learn to live comfortably with your means, within your means, I should say, reduce your money troubles, and save for retirement. Okay, let's look at short-term financial goals. Setting short-term financial goals can give you the confidence boost and foundational knowledge you need to achieve larger goals that will take you more time. So these first steps are relatively easy to achieve, and they are: establish a budget, okay? Create an emergency fund, and pay off your credit cards. I like to note that though you probably have other saving goals too, such as saving for retirement, creating an emergency fund should be a top priority. It is a saving account that creates the financial stability you need to achieve your goals, okay, your other goals. Midterm financial goals. When you've created your budget, when you've established an emergency fund and pay off your credit card debt, or at least made a good dent in those three short goals, it is time to start working towards medium-term financial goals. These goals will create a bridge between your short and long-term financial goals. So examples of mid-term financial goals are: get life and disability income insurance, for example. Pay off your student loan and consider your dreams, okay? Big dreams. Long-term financial goals. The biggest long-term financial goals for most people is saving enough money to retire. Okay, so the common rule of thumb is that you should save between 10 to 15% of every paycheck in a tax advantage retirement account like your 401k plan or your 403b if you're a government worker, or a traditional IRA or Roth IRA. So estimate your retirement needs and increase your retirement savings. Okay, so I am going to wind down and sum it up today. Sum it up now and go over what I talked about today. I talked about what is holding you back. I talked about the importance of having a plan to ensure that you are financially prepared for whatever life stage you are at, and how to set financial goals for the future. So before I forget, let me share my contact information. You can reach me by sending me an email at mj@maryjocaesar.com, or by sending me DM, a direct message via Messenger. I'm going to leave you with those last things, okay? Financial planning for women is essential for success, okay? no matter what stage in life you are at. Creating a plan and financial goals will help you take the steps needed to prepare for emergency and save for a comfortable retirement. Start creating your financial plan now. Okay? So when it comes to goal setting money goals is the easy part. Okay? We could set them until the cars come home. But accomplishing the goals is the hard part. And being aware of what holds people back will help you avoid the same mistakes and move closer towards your goals. Okay? So setting your financial goals the right way and going after them is your opportunity to achieve your wildest dream. Blow your expectation out of the water and make real progress toward your financial success. Keep your eyes on the prize and do not give up. Remember that it will be worth it. Okay, so although I started the show with a quote, I will end it with another one from a lady called Vinita Van Caspel. And believe it or not, she's a 98-year-old certified financial planner. And it reads, financial planning is like navigation. If you know where you are and where you want to go, navigation is not such a great problem. It is when you don't know the 2 points that it is difficult. Okay, so food for thought on that one. So for more information about how to achieve financial wellness and live a purposeful life with the money you have, join me next week, Thursday, at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. for my Bermuda peeps, that's Atlantic Standard Time, 10 a.m. Friday for my Australian friend. Okay, and thank you for being here today on the Merging Life and Money Show. I am your host, Marie-Jo César. I will be back again next week. Until then, continue merging life and money. Bye for now.